China would like to see sleepy Joe Biden. They would take this country for a ride like you've never seen before. And I think that the World Health Organization should be ashamed of themselves because they're like the public relations agency for China. That's a hard question for them to answer. I want to go into that. We're going to see. So far, I think China's been trying to be, or at least they seem to be trying to be somewhat transparent with us, but we're going to find out. You'll be learning in the not too distant future, but it's a terrible thing that happened. Whether they made a mistake or whether it started off as a mistake and then they made another one, or did somebody do something on purpose, say, hey, I don't understand how how people weren't allowed into the rest of China, but they were allowed into the rest of the world.
Were you saying that you were complimentary of China because you were concerned about the trade deal?
Well, I'm making a trade deal with China. This was before the virus. Of course they're going to be complimentary. Now, it was very uncomplimentary prior to that negotiation. And then every once in a while, the negotiation would break down because I'm not like Kerry, who signed the worst deal, the Iran deal, which was such a disaster. And he never left the table. I left the table a lot. Anyway, we ended up making a deal. And, of course, during the course of the deal, I was both complimentary and very uncomplimentary. But the bottom line is we ended up making a deal before the virus came. And I was very happy with the deal. But then later on, that was superseded by a virus that should not have happened.
Was she misleading you?
Well, something happened. Something happened. I don't say misleading or not. I'll let you know that. I mean, I'll be able to give you that answer at some point in the hopefully not too distant future. But I will tell you, you take a look at what happened to this world. A month and a half, 2 months ago, we had the strongest economy in the history of the world, and all of a sudden I have to close the economy, I have to close the country. So we've had tremendous death and tremendous sorrow, and sadness, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. And so have most of the countries of the world. Think of that, most of the countries. 184, you tell me, it's probably low right now because I've been saying 184 countries. They've suffered tremendously. I don't think anybody can feel any worse than I do about all of the death and destruction that's so needless. Nobody. But I also have to make sure that we handle the situation well. Nobody's thinking about it more. Nobody has spent more time late in the evening thinking about what's happened to this country in a short period of time. But at the same time, we have to get our country open again.
Have you seen anything at this point that gives you a high degree of confidence that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was the origin of this virus?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And this country pays them almost $500 million a year. And China pays them $38 million a year. And whether it's a lot or more, it doesn't matter. It's still, they shouldn't be making excuses when people make horrible mistakes, especially mistakes that are causing hundreds of thousands of people around the world to die. I think the World Health Organization should be ashamed of themselves.
Follow-up regarding Joe Biden. Your campaign and surrogates going after him pretty hard with regard to these allegations from Tara Reid. What do you say to Joe Biden?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going after him hard with regard to Tara Reid.
Allegations, and what do you say to Joe Biden?
I don't know anything about it. I don't know exactly. I think he should respond. It could be false accusations. I know all about false accusations. I've been falsely charged numerous times, and there is such a thing. If you look at Brett Kavanaugh, this is an outstanding man. He was falsely charged. What happened with him was an absolute disgrace to our country, and I guess 3 of the 4 women have now admitted that, and of the 4th. Give me a break. I mean, take a look. 36 years. That is, look, this is a fine man. I saw a man suffering so unfairly. I'm talking about Brett Kavanaugh. But I don't know. I can't speak for Biden. I can only say that I think he should respond. I think he should answer them. Well, China doesn't want to see me elected, and the reason is that we're getting billions and billions of dollars, many billions of dollars a month from China. China never gave our country anything. China gave us nothing, not 10 cents. And whether it was Biden in charge of China, which was a joke because they ripped off our country for 8 years. And in all fairness to Biden and Obama, this went on long before they got into office. And you can go through many administrations until I came along. And then we signed a trade deal where they're supposed to buy, and they've been buying a lot, actually, but that now becomes secondary to what took place with the virus. The virus situation is just not acceptable.
Do you think that withholding information about the virus is related to them trying to undermine your reelection?
No, I don't want to put cast any dispersions. I just will tell you that China would like to see sleepy Joe Biden. They would take this country for a ride like you've never seen before.